folks? We're back with another episode of Fighting Words, doing a quick recap of UFC 304, another card in the books, and I'm joined by my co-host, Tyrelle Payton. What's going on, man? Another week, another card down.
That's right, man. Welcome to be happy to be back, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we're actually doing this as our actual, gig here. Like we're actually churning out weekly episodes at this point.
I know. We're getting it down.
Well,
We're getting the groove.
Yeah, and for all the new people that are joining, Fighting Words is just a podcast where two dads talk about the UFC. But if you've been around here before and know us by just following us on Instagram, or if you follow us on either Spotify or YouTube, please drop a like. Please drop a comment. Also, subscribe. More the merrier when it comes to subscribing here. If you have not already. So excited to break down the fight card for this past weekend. We'll start top to bottom, with the main event fight first. And man, I feel like I need to sit down and just eat my humble pie. You've already posted on good old Instagram about me. I feel like why don't you just get after it, bud? I feel like I deserve this a little bit coming in hot.
Is this thing on? I think I called this, man. I mean, put the clip in here. Drop clip right here.
Yeah.
I called this, man. You were like, I don't care about this fight. There's no way. You said there's no way Bilal Muhammad.
Zero, I believe, is what I said. Yeah.
Which is insane for you to say. You are a casual for now. You're going to be a casual until next week. Let's see how you recover from this.
You can put me in that status. That's fine.
You're a casual for the week, because that was insane to think that this guy who's been on this long of a streak, you did ask for it. You disrespected Bilal. I've been telling you for years in our friendship that Bilal is a really good fighter, and you need to remember the name. You're like, he's boring, he's trash, whatever. And he did exactly what I said was going to happen. He's not boring. He did. He's not boring because it's just we don't prefer those style of fighters, right? But like, he's not boring per se, because what he did, he was mixing it up.
Yeah, his output has changed dramatically. That was something I was shocked by. Yeah, you did. No, I mean, like, the dude finally decided, I'm not just going to grab somebody and lay on him. I'm going to actually mix in striking, and I'm going to actually like put together like an actual fight, as opposed to what I have seen him.
He's been doing that.
He has.
You can say you don't like Bilal Muhammad. It's okay.
I don't like Leon
Edwards.
And I don't like Leon either. I don't like either.
He knocked out my favorite welterweight of all time, and it was a fluke. And he beating up Colby Covington. He did the thing that we despise the most about UFC fighters. They cry on their way en route to the belt, and then once they get it, they do the same thing that other people did to them, and they want to pick and choose who they fight so they can keep their belt and keep their status. And Leon Edwards, when he got that belt, yes, he fought Kamaru again. Good on him. I think the UFC made him because Kamaru was a long reigning champ. But then he takes Colby Covington next. That was I want to defend his belt easily and get a win. And the paper money. Yes, exactly. Because in no way should Colby Covington should have been next for that fight. He should never have been next. He had been sitting out for like 2.5 years. Like, why did that guy get a chance first? It could have been so many other people when they chose him, right? So Leon beats him. Cool. But like I was saying, it's like Colby Covington, Leon was never going to respect his hands because Colby Covington can't strike. He can't strike, bro. It's weak. He's a great wrestler. Well, he was a great wrestler. But with the game and how it's advanced so much, he's ineffective at wrestling now. If he can't get in there, he's scared. In his takedown attempts, like Bilal Muhammad putting pressure, like I said he was going to do, and back him against that cage with strikes, and then the doubles, what he was shooting, hands clasped, you're going for a ride, buddy. You're going for a ride. And then Leon, I almost cursed. I'm not going to do it, kids. I'm not going to curse, but I'm about to curse. Leon B-word Edwards, after the fight, crying and saying, "Oh, I just felt tired now." You got an excuse every time you look bad. How about you say Buddy dominated me? How about you say he threw off my time? And how about he made me uncomfortable? And when he made me uncomfortable, I didn't know what to do because I was getting hit with a jab and it hurt. And every time I tried to put my guard up, he was shooting. And he wasn't doing what Kamaru does, which is lay on his legs and then like work to get the takedown. No. He was hands clasped, going for a ride every single time without hesitation. Yeah. And that's exhausting. It's exhausting that someone beating on your back and getting on you like that, man. And then like, I hate that the judges, some of them were trying to give. How was that fight that close? It was 49-46. It was not no 48-47. Like, I don't care that you were in England or not. it wasn't that close of a fight. Leon
Yeah.
won one round. He didn't win the fifth. I don't care if you caught him an elbow once. You didn't win that round to me. He was on top of you, dominating you the whole fifth
Yeah.
round, and for 20 seconds you flipped it. Nah, bro. Nah.
Yeah.
No. So I'm not. That's a little bit of my rant. I like to hear your thoughts on it because you saw it and you've eaten your humble pie. I love to hear your
Yeah.
thoughts on it.
I think the reason I have resistance to Bilal Muhammad is the same resistance I had to Khabib. Is the same resistance I had to Islam. And funnily enough, he's getting trained by both of those guys. So shocker. So I think the resistance I have, and I'm not willing to say and step out that he is on the same level as either one of those yet, but he is definitely on the journey there of like legitimacy of, hey, this guy clearly has gone on a streak. Not only that, but he backed it up by putting on a clinic.
Oh my
And the only
gosh!
reason that Leon got his belt is because he knocked out Kamara. Which
With a
let's
minute
give
left in the fifth round, where he was getting dominated
yeah, but let's give him that. Like that's one of the coolest knockouts we'll ever see.
for sure.
Like
But
don't
lucky,
get me
but
wrong.
lucky,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure. I mean, great setup. Like sure, but like at the end of the day, like there was other guys in the wings that were waiting for their shot. Bilal happened to be one of them. And I don't even think at the time that Leon won the belt that he was ready yet. But the last few fights that he's been on, I mean, like you said, like he's changed. I agree, he's changed. I even was thinking back before the fight, I was like, I'm probably gonna get this pick wrong. But it's not really the fact that like I like Leon that much. It's more so that I'm like, I just don't enjoy Bilal. But I think watching that fight and just how like the level is different. I'm not gonna say that Shavkat walks through Bilal. I
Oh,
think
I
that
think
fight
Bilal
could
beats
be fight of
Shavkat.
the year. I
I
think
think
it's
he
fight of
beats
the
him.
year.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's so hot take. I don't think it's that good of a fight. I think Bilal
Really?
dominates him. I think he dominates
Wow.
him. Like
Yeah.
like Khabib sent him a game plan for Leon. You know that, right?
hmm
Like
hmm
sent him a game plan. Like
Yeah.
he has one of the greatest minds in MMA history on his side. He's a workhorse. It's been proven over the years. You know how he's so conditioned, by the way. 5 rounds of doing that and not looking tired, exhausted. Come on, man. He's a horse. Like, I think that Shavkat is a great striker. But once again, Bilal Muhammad can strike. He is a
hmm
very technical striker, and he would do the same thing. I knew from round one that I was going to be right because he was like this, like I don't know. He was so ready to get across the octagon and get Leon's face. He
Yep.
didn't every round. He was like ready to go. Like I'm in your face. You're not getting no space. I'm not letting you get to the center. I am pushing you against his cage. And like he just stuck to the game plan. He never went away from it. He never did anything extremely out of the ordinary that would put himself in
Yep.
a dangerous spot. And that is why I think a lot of people are going to have a hard time with him. Shavkat's a great striker, but can you handle that? Can you handle that guy getting in your
I
face,
don't
taking
know.
you down? You'll be exhausted. Can JDM handle that? He can't handle it either. The only person that can handle it is who? Kamaru Usman. That is the fight that we're going to eventually see. And Kamaru's going to get the belt back because Kamaru is a better striker than Bilal Muhammad. Like, but I love that Kamaru said he does not want to fight him next. He thinks he should have to fight JDM, and he thinks
hmm
Shavkat. That's being respectful. Like he's like, nah, I have one more fight to prove why I deserve it. Don't just give it to
hmm
me, and then I'll go in there. If I beat JDM, I get to fight for the belt next. That's what's going to happen.
That's the
And
right way to do that.
and Leon fights Ian Gary.
That's a great fight. I,
Yep.
I I think Ian Gary wins that running away. By the way, at this point, yeah,
I
I don't
like
like
that.
Ian Gary at all. But like, if
Leon's
the same Leon shows
suspect.
up,
He's suspect.
if the same Leon shows up
He
as
is.
that he
That's
put
who
up,
he
yeah,
is. That's
yeah,
who he is. Bro, he fought Nate Diaz for 5 rounds.
yeah,
If you're an elite striker who actually puts people away, like Headshot Dead is kind of, yes, it's great for the moment, but like he keeps saying to every fight, he didn't Headshot Dead Colby Covington, he didn't do it to Bilal Muhammad. So you got lucky and hit Kamaru with it when he could have just grappled you in that fifth round for the last minute and you would have lost. 5 rounds,
hmm
0. Instead, he was being, trying to be fun and not make it boring for the fans and got caught. That was a
yeah.
mistake. And he's going to regret that rest of his life. But you, sir, who's the last person that Leon Edwards has knocked out besides
I
Kamaru Usman?
I think it was the
A bum? A bum?
yeah. What he's not. He fought him like maybe 4 or 5 years ago too. It's not the. I
He
think
has
he's
se-
from Norway.
he
Maybe.
has he has 7 wins by knockout. He has 22 total wins in his career, and he has 7 by
Yeah.
knockout. He's not an exciting fighter, buddy.
No, a
3
third of his
submissions by
wins there. Yeah.
yeah. So that's who he is. Ian Gary is a young, and that's how you know Leon's. He's. Oh, I want to say another word. I can't say it. We're PG here,
Yeah.
fellas and ladies.
He's B word made. That's
I, I, he is. I know he's going to try to avoid a fight like Ian Gary. He's
Mhm.
going to say, "I deserve a title rematch." No, you don't. He dominated you. It's not like you're a long reigning champion who is supposed to get his automatic rematch. I think Dana White was frustrated with your performance too, Leon Edwards. I don't think
Yeah,
he's
I
like,
don't.
"Yeah, I got to rebook that." This guy was out there. He didn't do anything. He didn't
Yeah.
try. He wasn't fighting. He wasn't trying to get off the ground, off the mat. He was just kind of taking
Mhm.
it. Like, buddy, fight to get
Yeah.
up. It's not like Bilal's a
No,
great submission artist. He wasn't even trying to get up. He
he
quit. He quit
wasn't.
every
He's not
round.
a threat on the submission. Like he's a threat for takedown, and he's a threat for outworking you like
Yeah.
significantly. So
La-
yeah,
Last thing I have to say about it, Leon Edwards, you may want to consider a new team because Buddy just in your corner
yeah,
yelling at you, "Get up, son! Don't let him book that kind of stuff." It ain't gonna get it done when you're fighting the best fighters in the world. Either you need to
no,
improve your leading to that fight. Leon kept saying he's too small, he's too slow. I'm glad your coaches were telling you that, Leon Edwards. But the fact of the matter is, you were not prepared for what came. He hit you
no.
with an uppercut and wobbled you a little bit. Like you
Yep,
just were not even defending yourself well, and you definitely weren't stopping takedowns.
he was
And let's be
lazy.
honest, he was lazy. And then he gonna make excuses. No, no,
Hmm.
you don't get to make excuses, buddy. Like, no, no, no. Because what was your excuse against Colby Covington then? When you threw
Yeah,
60
83,
strikes
60 strikes.
in
Yeah.
5 rounds against a guy who can't punch and couldn't
Hmm.
wrestle. You took him down. Why were you not beating him up? Because
And I
listen,
understand
boy,
we're not cardio kings. Like Leon doesn't fight that way. I'll accept that. But like, it's you have to defend the takedown, and like Leon was at least for all intents and purposes, was like lauded for at least defending the takedown, at least somewhat. He got taken down
against the cage, against the
times,
cage, he only
nine
could do
times.
he only can stop takedowns
Like,
against the cage, and he
yeah,
only can do it when they're in grappling situations beforehand, so he can use the cage to his advantage. What
yeah.
Bilal did a great job was mixing in the strikes, and when Leon put those hands up, he shoot, clasp hands, and then slam him away from the cage so he couldn't land on the cage. It was the
That's what all
perfect
those
game plan.
Dagestani boys do too. I mean, that's why they're as talented as they are. That's why Dustin Poirier struggled with Islam. Like it's because they keep it in the middle, and you can
No
train
cage
for
on.
it, but
Yep.
you're not raised that way. Like you're not raised to defend the takedown that way,
No.
especially in MMA, especially in the UFC. So yeah,
Rocky, you got beat fair and square, buddy. It's time for you to make your way back up. I'm not saying 3 or 4 fights. One fight, beat Ian Gary, you'll be right there in the mix. Or you might have to
yeah,
fight Kamaru again. And that's not going to be
yeah.
good for you. It's
I
not going to be good
wouldn't.
for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to see that fight again for anybody's sake. I think it's a waste of Kamaru's time,
Yeah,
and I think that there is a path for Kamaru now, and I do think that the welterweight got a lot more interesting
it
um,
did. 100%.
because I do
Yeah.
think Bilal is going to be an active champion. I don't think he's going to be one that's going to sit back. I don't think he's going to be waiting for the money fights. I think he's going to do exactly what Kamaru did, and if he strings together a bunch of wins, like
Put respect wasn't he's not going to though.
yeah,
He's
I
not
mean,
he's not beating Kamaru Usman. He's not.
I I would love to see the fight, man. I would love to
Stamp
see
me
it.
right here. Stamp me
All
right
right,
here. Listen, fight fans, listeners. I love you guys. But hear me. By the end of next year, my favorite fighters will all have belts. Israel Adesanya will have a belt. Kamaru Usman will have a belt. Max Holloway will have a belt. Just remember this. They're all going to have straps around their waist by the end of next year. It's facts. I know it. Who's going to beat them? It's going to happen. They are all going to have belts by the end of next year.
honestly, if
It's three
you'll
for
probably
three.
get 2 out of 3 for sure by the end of the year, like
By the end of
because
this year? Oh yeah,
yeah,
two are happening this year for sure.
yeah,
But I know Kamaru's not gonna fight, so I can definitely confirm the two are happening 100%, like
yeah,
100% happening this year. Max Holloway will be a champion. Israel Adesanya will be a champion by the end of this year. If you haven't seen Izzy, guys, go look him up. How big he looks right now. Good luck.
yeah.
Good luck.
It's a nightmare.
Good
But
luck.
on to other exciting fights that I did choose correctly before I continue to drown in my sorrow. However, I will say this for the viewers who are still listening. Tyrell and I did split even in the picks of win and losses. I think you and I picked 3, lost 2. Because I think I picked the main event card incorrectly. You picked it correctly, and then I picked the opener to the main card correctly, and you
Mhm.
didn't. And
Yep.
then the other
We
ones
got.
we either lost or won. Yeah,
Yep.
but
We don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we can talk about the second fight that was awesome. Tom
Yep.
Aspinall gets it done, and we said he needed to do it in emphatic fashion. I believe he did so. I watched it back. You and I had a text back and forth of like, early stoppage. I stand by what I said to you. I don't think it was early because Curtis wasn't doing anything to get up. Like there
He
is
was.
only so much you can do. Avoid those shots, and he was getting hit in the head, brother. Like
Yeah,
there's a clear, definitive
it's true.
like punch that landed that he got stunned. Like you don't fall back from a punch like that if you didn't get stunned from it.
100%.
Now,
I agree.
do I think he was out? No, of course
And
not.
that's
But
my problem. Yeah.
yeah, I would agree with you that like there's a problem there. But like we said, he had to get it done, but he got it done within the first round, and he's still got the belt wrapped around his waist. I think let's cancel the fight between Stipe and John Jones. It needs to be John Jones and Tom Aspinall. If nobody cares about the fight that's happening between Stipe and John. I sincerely believe, and this is my hot take. I think John Jones wants his loss absolved from Matt Hamill, and I think he wants to fight Stipe and be an undefeated fighter that can retire the youngest champion, undefeated fighter. And while he'll have all this slew of controversy, I don't think he ever fights Tom Aspinall at this point. I don't even think he's scared. I'm just like, if there's a potential to taint anything and create this unique legacy that he has, he's going to do that. And I think Tom Aspinall is it's too much of a risk for John Jones to make at this point in his career, and it'll never happen. If it does, if there's another fight that John Jones takes, it will never be Tom Aspinall. It will be Alex Pereira. And I love that Tom Aspinall said, "Hey, let's make a tournament out of it. Let's 2 fights for each fighter. Let's go
That
after
can't
it."
happen. That
It
would never
was a
happen.
cool offering. Never
No.
going to happen in the UFC ever. Underline it. Never ever.
Never.
It's such a
Never.
cool thought. And I
Yeah.
think you even capture the people's like imaginations about it, and like you get more viewerships. I could definitely see what Tom was doing. He's like, I want people to see, like, I don't want to disrespect John, but also like let's just make it all even and square. I mean, I would love to see it. I'd throw money at that like in a heartbeat, but it would never
Yeah.
happen because they have never done tournament style since they moved away from that in the early UFC days, and Dana thinks
Yeah.
it's a gimmick, and I kind of agree. We're not the
Yeah.
PFL.
Yeah. Tom Aspinall, you did exactly what you needed to do, man. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, kudos to you. I mean, he did the right. I mean, finishing him that fast. He's a very, very impressive fighter. He's an enigma in that division, man. I mean, what he's able to do in there, obviously, is Curtis Blades, John Jones, no, but it doesn't matter. That was the person put in front of him. He handled it how you're supposed to. My only problem I have with Tom Aspinall currently, and people are probably like, this guy hates Tom. I don't hate Tom. I think he's a great fighter. The only problem I have with Tom Aspinall right now is you're being too nice.
Yeah. Oh, be
You're being
mean.
too nice. Be mean. You are the champion. Like, you defended that thing twice. John Jones has not fought since he beat up Surreal Gone a few years ago to get it. You're the guy out here fighting. You're the guy willing to fight whoever. Get mean, get nasty, and say, this is my belt. And like, John, stop being a little beat. Come out and fight me. And also, like, Dana White, we're looking at you too. If you really care about the fight fans, scrap that old man fight and make John Jones fight him or strip him of his belt. There's no
Yeah.
more waiting. We don't need to wait until next year for them to fight. What are you going to do? Have Tom fight again?
Yeah.
Who are you going to throw at him?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. There's no one else. There's no one else close.
So we're going to put him on ice. We're going to put Tom Aspinall on ice. Why he's this hot?
Yeah.
Like, no, we need him back in there as soon as possible, and he would be ready for November because he didn't get a scratch on him in this fight. So
Yeah.
line it
The
up.
one scratch he did is he literally got touched, used that as a second step in to throw his right hand and clean clocked him. Like, come on.
Listen, man,
Like, this guy's he's a generational talent, man.
he is. With that being said, obviously, I'm not going to ever say someone's going to beat John Jones ever again. 'Cause I've done it too much in my life, and every time I've lost. So until he loses, I gotta keep rolling. He is a different breed. Tom, yeah, I mean, I would pay top dollar to watch this fight.
Me too.
But I don't like Tom taking the angle of, let's do a tournament. Like, stop being so nice. Say, Dana White, make him fight me now. Like, look at Dana, find him in the crowd, and tell him to run it now. Like, and then get on that camera, cut a promo, and force them to cut Stipe out. Because Stipe even gave them an out. He said, hey, if they want to book that fight, I'm okay with it. Stipe is giving them an out if they really want to book that, because he understands the severity of this big fight. It could be for John. Stipe is like, I'm not fighting that guy. But he'll fight
Why
John
would
if he
he?
wants that big payday and because of the glory of it. But John Jones, I get it. You want to beat Stipe Miocic. It's a big deal. Don't get me wrong, it is. But with this young bull who is proven to be this great, you can't fight Stipe and run away because your legacy is going to take a hit if you run, knowing this guy's beating everybody in this division to come get you. You got to fight him. So either leading to Stipe, you're like, I'm fighting Tom no matter what, or you fight Tom in November. You don't fight Stipe. Like, because that fight has it been officially booked, like a booked on like paper, like the card?
Not that I've seen. No.
So get Stipe out of here. Stipe, you're not fighting. You're not fighting. Sorry, Stipe.
And honestly, like, throw it on your own card. Like, throw it on at the end of the year. Like make this card not as big as 300, but like make it big so that John Jones,
Conor McGregor on there.
Like, yeah, do something. Like,
put everybody on.
Like, Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier, because we know he's not fighting Michael Chandler.
No, Michael Chandler, you're going out sad, buddy. You're going out sad. It's so funny. I love it for you. I love it for you so much.
It's amazing. Oh, I love it too. I feel like there's two things that this podcast should be known for: hating on Michael Chandler and hating on Paddy Pimblett. Because I'll say this, for all of you that expected me to apologize about Paddy Pimblett, and I saw those comments, I am not apologizing. He beat a bum.
He's still a bum.
Congrats.
A bum.
Yeah.
He's still a bum.
I'm standing by what I said. Put him against anybody else in the top 15 lightweight division. There's not a single one that he beats. No, not a single one. And congrats, bro. Like, you have... Bobby. Yeah, you beat Bobby. You didn't even... I don't know. You beat an old man. That's what you did.
You gave Bobby, like, his 15th or 16th loss in his career. Good job.
Yeah. Congrats, brother. Yeah. He changed his name for this.
Yeah, he did. Now it's time to feed him to the Lions and give him Rafael Fiziev.
Exactly. Give him that fight to return to the octagon with, because he's got to knock the ring rust off. You know, Paddy didn't take a scratch in that fight, so I mean, and credit's due. Paddy did look pretty good in the stand-up, much better than I thought. The range that he kept was excellent, but
he made Bobby uncomfortable, which I'm not used to. Bobby's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
he's uncomfortable.
And that leg kick to where Bobby Green didn't know how to stand, and then he just kind of submitted him. Don't get me wrong, that's cool. Like, good job, congratulations. But Bobby Green, I mean, he submitted Tony Ferguson, who you can even get out in the first 3 rounds. He went to a decision.
He went to decision with Tony Ferguson. Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know, Paddy. I'm not sold on you, bud. And don't get me wrong, great for the UFC to keep your hype train up, buddy. But these hype trains are coming to the end with you, with Sean O'Malley, with Ilia Topuria. I mean, all these are going tonight. Like, we're not. I mean, I'll tell it like I tell it to my son. It's time to go nene.
Yep.
This for all three of you boys, and specifically you, Paddy. And if he proves us wrong, and we're the dumbest, this is gonna be one of the most freezing cold takes we'll ever have. But I stand by this. Like, his talent is still not up there with the other fighters. I mean,
no.
Like, can you just even think? Okay,
him fighting Dustin Poirier, what would happen? He'd be sleeping one round. It'd be bad.
He's got his chin up in the air like a radar.
Justin Gaethje?
Yeah.
Justin Gaethje?
I didn't even want to...
Charles Oliveira?
I don't want to see a man die in the octagon. That's all I got to say.
Oh, feed him to Beneil Dariush, right? Beneil's on the slide right now. He's on the slide. Give him Beneil.
Yeah. Yeah, I would kind of hate to have Beneil fight him, though, for the simple fact of there would be some haters that would be like, "Oh yeah, see how he beat him?" Like, if Paddy does win, because Beneil is like an old man now at this point. But I don't know. Congrats, Paddy.
Speaking of, so to transition to the next fight. Speaking of hype trains being stopped, COD. I don't know what that was, but
that was awful.
But RoboCop was putting it on you. RoboCop looked really good in there, man. I mean, he's shown that he's durable in certain ways. Like, he gets cut in every fight, but that was an impressive win by him. COD. I don't know what you were on, but
that was awful.
That's you just put out some tape out there for people what they should do to you every time they fight you, and it's going to work.
Yeah,
it's going to work because you're still new to the sport, so it's going to work. And middleweight's not an easy division. So good luck.
So if you're losing to those guys, if you're losing to RoboCop, like, I don't see how that turns out well for you. I don't.
So not going to be great for you. So RIP. RIP to your career. RIP.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, he can bounce back. Like, he's still talented and young enough, but
it's over.
Yeah, it's over. You already called it.
It's over. I'm telling you, it's over. Like, sorry, COD, it's over, bro. Because he's lost 2 out of 3 fights, I think, now, right?
Yeah, because he lost to somebody when he's
after his first fight
at the UFC. Yeah.
So it's over. You're cooked. Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah.
Once your
I don't know why
contract's up,
we
they'll
hyped
cut
him
you.
up too much. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. He's from
If
England.
they're,
He's from England too. Why do we trust an Englishman? Like, why do we think he
I
was
don't
going to be
know,
good?
man.
You know,
I
some of
don't
them are
know.
good. Tom's
Yeah,
good. Tom's good.
Tom's good.
Everyone else, Speaking
I like that. I
of
like that pause that we had.
yeah. Speaking of English, speaking of the Englishman, Arnold Allen.
It looks
That's
great in there.
he did kind of what I was saying, right? That's why I picked Giga. He's good. He's good. He's good. I'm not sleeping on Arnold Allen. He is a good fighter, but I wasn't overly impressed. He didn't dominate Giga to me. Like Giga came out in that first round on fire. Giga got tired. That pressure by Arnold, it made it gassing. On being on your back foot, it's exhausting, and he didn't know how to stop Arnold from being in his face. He needed to get that kick out there more and try to hurt Tom, Arnold to back him up a little bit, and he didn't do a good job of it. Arnold Allen's a good fighter.
Yeah,
But Arnold
yeah,
Allen
he
cannot beat those top people in the division. He can't.
Well, that's why I was looking
He
at.
can't.
I wanted to pull up the rankings real quick. It's got Ilya Taporia, Volk, Max, Ortega, Yair, Mavzar Volev, and then Josh Emmett, who's right below him.
He can't beat none of
And
them.
then Aljamain,
maybe.
and then Calvin Cater. I think. All right,
I forgot about Aljo.
I gotta
Oh,
sit here
my.
for a second. I gotta sit here, and this is at the end of the pod, so there might not be enough listeners here. I do think
Watch
there's
your mouth.
one person that he could be. No. It's actually I'm being humble. In this pod. This is Ian's humble podcast. I do think
Humpty
there's a
Dumpty.
chance he could beat Volk. Yeah, I think there's a chance he could beat Volk. Yeah. This is my humble podcast, brother.
Hey, you said that guy's the featherweight goat. He's
All
a
right,
bum.
man.
He's a bum.
You say he's a bum. You say
he's fell off a cliff. He's fell off a cliff. It's okay.
Well, you lose.
What's that song he walks out to?
What's
that song he comes out to?
Yeah, dude.
Does that give you nightmares?
Dude, it breaks my heart every time. I can never listen to that song without thinking.
Sometimes we get lucky.
Slept.
Listen, man, I'm not here to bash Volk. Volk, you're eventually going to see one of these clips.
You.
I don't want you to think I hate you. I like you, Volk. Look, but listen, you got lucky. You had a good matchup with Max. That was the person you could beat really well, and you beat a whole bunch of people in the division that Max's ragdolls. You ran to somebody who stylistically you couldn't beat. He took your soul after someone else took your soul, and it's hard to recover from that, man. I think it's time.
It's
time to go play rugby. Like, I don't know. Like you can't go. I mean, I'm trying not to be funny. I know I'd be saying something funny, but it's like I'm just making a joke saying it's time to retire because it's like it's going to get harder. You're getting older.
Yeah.
When you start getting knocked out, it takes your confidence. You can't go to 55. Oh my! Don't go back up there. Do not go back to 55. If Max Holloway's knocking out Justin Gaethje up there, please do not go up there and fight those monsters because that's some scary people. Justin Gaethje going to sleep by Max at 55 scared me. And I'm way bigger than him. Like that scared me to death. Like he slept him. Like Volk, great run, great champion. I know I was joking a couple minutes ago. Great champion, but like, it's time to hang it up. Like if Max gets that belt back, you don't want to fight Max again either. I just don't think you may beat Max, but then for what? For Ilya to slide back in and beat you again? Like it ain't worth it. And you're not getting double champs.
And I just looking at the list of people, like I know we were talking about Arnold and like who he matches up well with. I mean, I think he does match up well with Volk. I think he matches up well with Brian, Ortega, and Yair as well. I do think he
could beat
lose
people.
to Mavzar. I think he beat Mavzar in the fight that they had. But I look at this like these other top rankings. Unless he gets lucky, like there's no chance he's champ. And I hate to disrespect him and say that. I mean, I shouldn't say that. There's always a slight chance that he could be. But with the competitive like kind of merry-go-round at the top up there with Volk, Max, and Taporia, like I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. He's I don't know.
He just lost.
Regardless,
right?
go ahead. Regardless, I think the only matchup that makes sense for Arnold at this point is probably fighting Josh Emmett, which I know that Diego Lopez is supposed to fight Brian Ortega. I would have much rather preferred Diego Lopez to fight him. Yeah, I see that. Yep. God bless, dude. Rest in peace.
Don't do that. That man, listen. Yeah. I mean, Diego Lopez, I'm just thinking about what Josh Emmett could do to Arnold Allen. Don't get hit by that, man. What he did to Bryce. Bryce was already bat crazy to begin with, but like, whoo, now he's even like. I mean, I think he really died in there. Like I think they brought him back to life. Like He was astro
They,
projecting. Like it was bad.
yeah,
Like he was out of there, man.
yeah.
We
I don't
thought we
know.
saw a dead body. We definitely thought we saw a
Yeah,
dead body. That was crazy.
I
He was
think you and I were
shaking.
together when we watched that because we were like,
That was spooky. Yeah. The sound of that was like a
but
baseball bat.
because
But
he
yeah,
stepped into it. That's what the big issue was. Is he stepped into
yeah.
that punch too? But
And then I know we
shame
don't have a
on
lot
you
of
for
time.
doing that.
We're going to
Yeah.
wrap up here soon. But let me, if for the listeners that are still here, and if not, well, maybe we'll clip this up. UFC, look, I'm gonna lightly clap when my kids are asleep. Listen, thank you for not resigning Muhammad Makayev. What a joke! What a joke! Like to just ruin your opportunity like that, buddy. Like just hearing the backstory of what happened between your teams and how you snuck. I mean, El Capo. I'm not saying it's a great guy either. Some of the things that come out of his mouth, he's a little crazy too. But like to meet up to say let's take a picture, like a respectful thing, and you sneak him, you sucker punch him, and that was like I watched Francis Ngannou's coach. What's his name? And also Sean
I
Strickland's
forget
coach.
it.
What's his name?
Yeah. Oh,
He
Eric
he
Dixon. Yeah.
he reported it. He was like, yeah, no, he for sure he snuck him. Like that's crazy. They did like a picture together and he snuck him. Like that's some weak stuff. And then to act like that at the press conference, the weigh-ins, and then get in that octagon and fight like that, man, they nobody ain't got time for people like you, man. You know, you're not Khabib and Umar and them. Get out of here. No, we're done
Yeah.
with you. Go ahead and pack up. Go to PFL like Dana White said. It's just a waste of our time. Like that was a boring fight, man. Like and Manel Cop, credit to you, buddy. He definitely broke his toe or something in that fight. Just something happened in that toe, and everything changed for him after that. But he still was fighting and put pressure on
Mm-hmm.
him. Like, and then Muhammad Makayev said, "Yeah, they told me they may cut me if I kept wrestling." I think
Mm-hmm.
I think they probably were like, we don't want to see you just only wrestle. Mix it up a little bit if you can. And you
Yeah.
didn't really
Do
do that this
something.
fight. You didn't do
Yeah.
anything. So bye
Well,
bye.
I just think that like there were some comments on like Instagram and all this stuff about like how, well, you can't do this, you can't do that, like you can't cut him because he's such a high talent, and it's like,
Trash.
yeah, congrats. He struggled against Tim Elliott, like
He
okay,
did.
and
No, he did.
and
Like
and,
legit.
and yes, flyweight is in desperate need of a big time star, but I think they've kind of got it with their Steve Urseg. Like I think that's something that could be potentially new for them, and so Mokayev definitely needs to be sent off into the sunset. And I'm glad that Dana said that. And I feel like Dana was full mafia mode when he was like, yeah, the PFL is going to get a great new undefeated fighter. Like
Cold blooded. I
that's
love it.
so cool. But like that's like I feel like we used to see a lot more of Mafia Dana back in the past when he knew he had control over some fighters like careers, and I think he knew exactly in that point. He's like, yeah, I know I'm about to send you packing. You're never touching UFC gold ever, buddy. And I think I respect him for that because he identifies weak links in his
I mean,
contracted
it's
fighters. Yeah,
it's so unprofessional to do that stuff behind the scenes when you're getting paid the money you are when you're representing a brand like the UFC. And also, Dana said at that presser that the matchmakers don't like him. That's a
no,
career killer right there. When the matchmakers don't like you for whatever reason, you're cooked because they are the ones who are setting these fights up. And if they feel like you're not a good matchup or you don't bring in put people in seats, then you're cooked. Your career's over. He's already removed out of the rankings, by the way. I know he's not under contract, so maybe that's why. But he's not in the rankings
that's
anymore.
awesome.
He's gone. He's completely gone.
That's
I'm looking right
awesome.
now. He's completely gone from the rankings.
That's good. I mean, that's what he deserves, man. That's what he
Yeah.
deserves, and I'm not even mad about it.
Bye
So
bye, buddy. Bye bye.
yeah. Well, be on the lookout for our picks. We won't do an episode. We usually don't do UFC like fight card picks, but we might throw up something on the good old Instagram for this weekend's picks because it does have a few good fights on there. So be on the lookout for that. Excited for this weekend's fights with Sanhagen versus Nurmagomedov. But tell us what you think about just the fight of UFC 304. Tell us about our takes. Obviously, I know I'm prepared to get roasted and called a casual in the comments. It's not the first time. It definitely won't be the last. So for all the people that call me that, it is deserved at least this week. So, but yes, if you made it this far, please like and subscribe to Good Old Fighting Words podcast on Spotify, Instagram. I guess follow us on Instagram and on YouTube. So we will catch you guys all next week. Talk to you later.
Peace.